I swear, every time I boot up this game, the first few seconds of that theme makes me feel like I'm ready to play a battlefield. Alright guys, today we're taking a look at Star Wars Outlaw in Ultrawide and its glory. I will have to say the game is pretty enjoyable so far, as long as you don't go into it expecting much from it. As long as you don't have a super high expectation for this game, because it is the first Star Wars open world, you will have a good time. It does borrow heavily from previous titles that you played before in the past, the Mass Effect, the Fallout series, even a little bit of the Red Dead Redemption when it comes to the gun gameplay sprinkled in there. When it comes to the upgrading for your weapons, it does have a bit of a Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor aspect in there as well. As for the open world, it is very vast. You're going to be zooming through it a lot with your speeder. It does feel a bit barren at times, but for the most part, it is pretty fun to operate the speeder. Does get a little bit of getting used to when you first jump on, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty fun just to zoom through the barren lands of the open world. So the game doesn't do anything new, so it's just a very fun, solid action open world game that's set in a Star Wars universe. So if that's all you're looking for and you've seen gameplay of it and it interests you, I think you're gonna enjoy it. If the gameplay and what you've seen so far does not, the full game is really not going to change your mind in any way. Alright, so jumping into the ultrawide aspect of this game, now it does natively support ultrawide 21 by 9 in gameplay and cutscene. Unfortunately, if you have anything bigger, like a 32 by 9, gameplay will still be in ultrawide, but when it switches over to cutscenes and things like that, there will be black bars on the side, unfortunately. But yeah, the FNB and everything is constrained to 21 by 9. Switching over to the graphics side, there are a ton of graphical options for this game, especially if you have an NVIDIA card, you are in for a treat. It's got everything from DLSS, frame gen, RTX lighting, RTX shadow, and reconstruction and everything. So you're in for a treat if you have an NVIDIA card. Now the game does support HDR. It is not the best. It's decent only. It will take a little bit of an adjustment. It took me a while to find the right setting, but I think I nailed down the right HDR. Because for the game, it doesn't have the best black level by default. There's always a little bit of a grayish a look to it when you're in the dark, as the black level is never set to 0. The game doesn't give you an option to be able to disable it completely. So there's always going to be a grayish look when you're in complete darkness. So unfortunately, HDR is only decent, but these are the options that I found to look the best. I found -5 on the brightness setting to have a good balance between not making it look too washed out, but still keeping the bright areas bright. As for the max luminance, whatever your max HDR for your monitor is, just bump it up maybe an additional 100 or 2. So mine is 400 nits, so I kept mine at 600. I found that to be the best looking. So give it a shot. These are my settings. You can kind of tweak it to your monitor, see how it looks out, but I think this looks the best. Now by default, the game only gives you the option to set the graphical preset to Ultra as the max. However, there is a hidden preset, which is called the Outlaw preset, that will bump up the graphical fidelity a little bit more. So if you've got extra room in your PC there that can handle a bit more graphical power, I would enable it. So how you enable it is just the copy and paste that little command line there and put it into the game launcher. That is how you do it really quick here. Just click on the cog icon, go down to game launcher, add in that little bit of command, and then save it, launch it. Now you should be able to get the outlaw graphical setting. Control wise, mouse and keyboard, you can play it perfectly fine. Everything feels by default. I only have to change a couple of settings, but that's normal for me, as I always prefer to have the dodge key on the mouse, on one of the mouse button, which you can edit in this game. Other than that, controllers is just your usual, works just fine. No issue with the mouse and keyboard. Air combat feels fine with the mouse and keyboard. You're going to be using the mouse to control the camera. Air combat is pretty straightforward. It is very arcadey. You played a ton of these before in the past, so yeah, no surprises here. Audio wise, I think the original soundtrack is superb so far. It really fits well with what's going on screen. As for Kay, the voice actress is superb as well. Whoever is playing her has done a really great job of bringing out the character Kay. I think she did an amazing job. As for the audio, when it comes to the guns and everything else, sounds just like what you expect from Star Wars. All sounds very familiar and sounds very impactful as well. So, audio-wise, I am very satisfied with what I'm hearing. Performance-wise, I have not run into any issue with this game. I have not encountered any crash or anything or any kind of weird stuttering. It has been a very smooth experience on my side. Everything has looked fine. Even though I have things going on in the background, the game doesn't seem to be bothered in any way, and zero crashes after about 7 or 8 hours now. So performance wise for me, it has been superb. So yeah, to sum it up, I think Star Wars Outlaw is a very solid, fun game to play. It's a very enjoyable game just to play, nothing stressful or anything like that. If you're just in it for a grand Star Wars adventure, I think you're gonna find it here. There's gonna be a lot of things to do, especially on the open world, as you're going to be littered with kind of side quests. You can see that already. You're going to be picking up a lot of side quests from data pads you're going to be reading out. That could be a con or pro for a lot of people. Just littered with side quests out in the open world. And during your missions, main mission, you're going to be finding a lot of data pads as well. But overall, I think if you're just looking for a solid Star Wars open world game, I think you can find it here. Just don't expect too much from it, and I think you'll have a good time. Alright, so that will do it for me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. See you then.
No, that was our way out!
Then we'll make another one.